All right. So this is about a post I made recently regarding injuries. I say heal injuries with the movement that hurts you. That's what I said. Now, a lot of people will read that and they'll take it as like keep doing the movement after getting injured right then and expect it to get better. That's not what I mean. I don't mean sit there and keep hurting yourself. I don't mean sit there, like just try to power through the pain. That's not what I mean at all. I mean that whatever you did to hurt yourself, you don't want to not be able to do. And not only that, but that's the thing that you need to get stronger at. Like that is what you need to get better at so that your body doesn't get injured anymore from it. It's like if you hurt your back on deadlifts, you don't stop fucking deadlifting. I'm sorry. But you hurt your back on deadlifts, you don't stop deadlifting. Like what you do, well, you do what you don't. Like, if you hurt your back on deadlifts, you don't stop deadlifting forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you do, what I mean by that is not saying, like, let's say you slip a disc. Like I've done before. I've slipped disc doing deadlifts. I've slipped the disc just playing basketball, doing a layup in the air, in the middle of the air, doing a layup, had my body twist a certain way that caused my disc to slip worse than it probably ever has. I guess it's just as bad. I mean, I've slipped it multiple times, and boy, it's the most horrible pain ever. But you know what's fixed my disc and my disc slippage and my herniated disc, my degenerative disc disease that the doctor said I had to come get $1,000 MRIs and surgeries and go give them money and be a cripple for. You know what fixed it? Doing deadlifts, getting stronger and better at deadlifts. Because what are deadlifts? They're a hip hinge. And that like the hip, the lower back, the spine, the lower spine, that is the core of the problem. And let's say I never got injured. What's going to strengthen my lower back and my hip? What am I going to do to better my health in that area? I'm going to do deadlifts, right? I need to do deadlifts, right? Like you can do a little back extension and stuff, whatever. No, you need to do deadlifts. Yeah, do it all. But you need to do hip hinge movements and get stronger at them. So yeah, like what I'm getting at when I say that is that you're supposed to, keep practicing that movement like as you get better. This is what happened to me. I'll just give you my experience. I was at CrossFit, doing deadlifts. We were working our way up to our max. I did 315 for singles. Like I did like 3 singles of 315, and then on like my 4th or 5th single of it, I picked it up. My back rounded a little too much because I was fatigued, and my discs weren't strong enough at that time to support that rounding, and I got a bulge disc, a slip disc. Felt it. You can't move. You can't. It's horrible. If you ever had a slip disc, it's a horrible thing. Can't move for nothing. It's so weird. It's so weird because you can like. It's like you can't stay in one position. It's like you get in a position where you feel fine, and then it starts to just like everything horrible. Man, the first few days of having it, just horrible. Especially the first day, you can't sleep, you can't nothing, you can't move. It's crazy. Okay? So, and the only reason I don't deal with those problems as much, you see how weird I'm laying right now, I'm sitting on this chair, because like sitting in it slouched, like in a bad position, like not this is always straight up sitting. I mean, essentially, this is my back against the chair. I guess this blanket I have here isn't allowing me to do that. But this is straight. But if I slouch like this, oh boy, that's just terrible down here. Just whatever's going on down there with the spine, it ain't good. Well, it's not that it's just not good. It's like that is the thing about injury and back rounding and bad posture even. Like you want to spend most of your time in a proper state, which is good posture. You know, your back straight and arched and good and everything. But you don't want to be weak in, you know, or rounded over in any type of position. You want to be strong in that position. Now, there's lots of, I'm not the only person saying this. There's lots of people that are getting into this. They're all into the Zerchers and everything. And they're always like, see, this deadlifter, he rounded his back. Like, okay, yes. Like, don't cry about it. But yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're supposed to do these things. We're supposed to be stronger in these parts of motion. No, we're not supposed to live life like this. You know, like hunched over like a freaking, like an unhealthy old man. You know, like a frail old man, even though I don't look too bad because I'm built decent. But we're supposed to be like this, right? Cocked up like a rooster, right? We're not supposed to be, you know, no. But we're not supposed to never be hunched over. We're supposed to be able to be strong in this position where our spine is like, you know, like that. Yeah, our spine's supposed to be like that most of the time. But we need to be strong where it's like this. So yeah, like you like, as far as this goes, I want to I'd like to do this sometimes. It's going to be good for me. Yes, it causes discomfort, but if I stop when I feel the discomfort and go to an easier position where my spine's less compressed or whatever, that's going to help me adapt to that stimulus. You know, like we got to start viewing injury as a stimulus. I mean, what do we do at the gym? It's like, it may not seem like it, but it's basically that you're injuring yourself for you to recover from. You know, like I view every injury ever as hypertrophy. Why? Because I'm active. I give blood flow to my whole body. I get good rest, Lord willing. I get good food, Lord willing. I eat my food. So I do all these things. I live a training lifestyle. If I didn't work out, didn't ever exercise and supply blood to these areas that I get injured, you know, that would be a problem. If I didn't get enough sleep, that would be a problem. If I didn't eat right and enough, that would be a problem. But since I do these three things, I'm now in a recoverable state to anything that happens to my body. You know, like whether I get in a car accident, inshallah never. You know, I never have to deal with that. And I get really banged up. You know, that's a big difference. Like me getting in that accident, I don't like saying that. But me, you know, let's say I fall off a bike, right? The way I'm going to view that, since I'm active and I'm healthy and I live a proper healthy lifestyle, that's a regenerative, recoverable lifestyle, recovering, you know, I'm in that state. I'm in a recovering state versus me 4 years ago now, when I was not exercising and stuff like that. Yeah, that I would have just went downhill when that happened. Instead of that being a boot, like instead of it opposingly being like extra exercise for me, you know, it would be just detrimental. It'd put me down. But because I set up this state, thankfully, of being in a recoverable state, thankfully I have the privilege and ability to do so, right? Because I could be in a position where I don't get good sleep, I don't get to train, and I don't have any food. So I'm thankful, right? I'm thankful to God for it. So, you know, because I didn't do it. I didn't just make food up, and I don't just allow, you know, like okay, I guess I should be that prideful right now. I'd be thankful. Thankfulness over gratitude over pride. But, you know, who gets proud? The devil, all right? But anyways, so because I'm in this state, these injuries are now just extra exercise. Like it's literally free exercise for me. Like at my job, if I get banged up or hurt or anything, you know, I'm like, all right, you know, that's turning me into a man. You know, it's developing, you know, it's helping my hands get stronger, my arms and stuff like that. If I get a little scratch like that, you know, I'm not sitting there, I might have to go to the doctor. Like, boy, I go to the doctor every day when I go to the gym, and then go to the grocery store with the knowledge I have, thankfully, and I get to sleep. But, you know, I'm not sitting there thinking like, oh no, what if that's just like, I don't look at this as like taking one life point. You know, and like taking a life point away and damaging, you know, the more I chip at it, the more, no. I look at that as hypertrophy for my forearm. Like I'm going to have a stronger, healthier, recovered forearm It's like this process, my body having to go through the process of healing this thing is good for it. That's good practice. That's good exercise for my body. My cells, my whole bodily processes that go into healing an injury, the same way it does to healing my muscles that I would like to, for them to recover. Because that's just the thing. Is like, these injuries, these things, they can be catalysts for greater health. Like we hear, I have a video on why injury is healthy already. I made it a little while back. But this is what I'm getting at right now, is like injury, like most people, they'll get hurt at work or something, and they'll let it take them out. They'll want to get on disability. They'll go down the path in their mind that, oh, I'm going downhill. That, so when I got my first injury, that I just told you about, that when I slipped my disc playing basketball and I was 20 years old with a horrible, horrible, severe, pathetic disc pain. Like the disc pain that you think that old cripples feel, right? Like that 40-year-old men feel, right? And I was 20. And I was thinking, oh my God, do I have back problems now? Which technically, yes, I did. But why did I have those back problems? Was it from being really in shape and keeping up with my strength and all that stuff? No, it was because I didn't do that. And it was because I also sat in my chair at home, decompressing my spine sitting down, which isn't good for your spine really at all. I mean, like I say, anything that compresses your spine or does something wrong, it's good for you if in a certain amount. But all I did was sit down. You have to balance. Like you have to balance this with this. Excuse me. So if all you're doing is this, and people say why it's bad to sit on your phone like this, and because you're locking yourself into this. But if you do that and do this as much and get your pull-ups in and stuff, now you then strengthen this and just become healthier and more mobile in general. So if I'd been working out too, yeah, I could sit and play video games all day, whatever. But I mean, not really. You don't want to sit down that long. But dude, if I was equivalently balancing my lumbar, my spine compression, sure. Like if I literally got up and hung on my pull-up bar every hour, that would make a huge difference. Such a huge difference. That would have made such a huge difference. Me sitting there on my computer chair playing League of Legends all day for weeks, like after sitting at school all day, come home and sit at the computer, and then all weekend sit at the computer. Thankfully, I started hanging out with friends at one point and getting out on the weekends, but, it's not like in this day and age, we just, we're like my friends, they do like play basketball and stuff like that, and like, they like to get out and exercise, but for the most part, there's not, like, teenage kids don't just do the most active things. Now, we did get out and play basketball, but, we could have done more. We could have, like, literally linked up to just run or lift every day, stuff like that, but we're kids. We didn't do that. And it's not that we were kids, it's just that we're kids in this generation currently, which it's changing, kids even nowadays, even if we were teens nowadays, we might go to the gym just because all the, popularity of it. We might be like all into Sam Sulik and, I'd imagine, me and my dog is gone now. I can imagine. But we didn't do that when I was that age. So, that's just the thing, man. Like, but yeah, when I say you gotta do the same movement that hurt you, I don't mean in the same session that you're hurt. Like for me, I didn't do deadlifts the day after I slipped my disc. The time later on when I was, I said the 2 times that I slipped my disc. One time deadlifting really heavy, which is cool. Like that at that time I had gotten a lot stronger, helped my lower back a lot, but obviously there were still missing links. The main reason why there was that missing link is because the time between me slipping it and deciding, okay, I got to start working out because I don't want to be, that's part of the story. When I was on the ground after the basketball injury, I was like, all right, I got to change something because if I don't, my health is going to get worse. You know how many people go the opposite route? They go, boo, I need disability.